The countdown is on today as Hurricane Eta is making its way towards western Florida. We have the slight possibility of Eta weakening down to a tropical storm just before landfall. Let's hope that happens. And let's not forget, we still have other action going on in the South Caribbean. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. It is November 11th, 2020, 11:44 a.m. And we are on day number 12 of the Zombicane, Hurricane Eta, which is not only one of the longest surviving hurricanes of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, but it is also the strongest we've had all year when it actually hit Honduras and Nicaragua at 150-mile-an-hour sustained winds. So we are still dealing with the same storm. And as you can see here on our chart, we have Hurricane Eta at 75-mile-an-hour sustained winds, 983 millibars in pressure. Now, I want to take a look at the track of this storm. Obviously, we are going to have a landfall on the western coast of Florida, and now we want to try to hone in on where exactly that may be, and we can do this with a little more confidence than we have been in the past based on the different directions that Eta has taken over the past week. On top of being one of the hardest storms to track this season, we are fairly certain this landfall will take place between Tampa Bay, Florida, and Cedar Key, a little bit farther to the north. As we take a look at one of the enhanced radars, we can see strong storms already beginning all the way south in Cape Coral all the way through Tampa Bay ahead of the eye wall of the storm. And one thing that's important to understand about the geography of Florida is this part that sticks out by Tampa. So we're going to get some pretty severe weather along the Tampa Bay area, even if the landfall doesn't take place there. Again, we're dealing with the counterclockwise spin of hurricanes in the northern hemisphere. It's going to pull that water more and more into the Tampa Bay area and then pull it out a little bit to the north. So that's why our storm surge numbers are a little bit higher in the area that sticks out by Tampa, Clearwater, Spring Hill, where I used to live, things like that. And that is why you often see the higher of the storm surge projections at the bottom left half of the hurricane, depending on the geography. So for example, let's say our landfall does take place right in this area here. If the storm is spinning counterclockwise, that is still going to push all this water into the Tampa Bay area, which is why we're seeing the higher storm surge here and not to the north. Now, the timing of Eta is pretty interesting because as of right now, we are moving at 10 miles an hour north-northeast. And based on that math, we can put the landfall at 7 a.m. Thursday as of this hour. When getting this close to a landfall, even 1 mile an hour faster or slower can dramatically change the time of landfall. Tomorrow morning is going to be crunch time, so there's going to be a lot of coverage of this storm overnight tonight. Everyone that is in this area of Florida needs to really stay on top of this, not only because it's a hurricane, but because as of right now, the time frame puts these really bad conditions happening overnight into the late hours of tonight into early tomorrow morning. So a lot of the worst of this action is going to take place in the darkness. For those of you that need any information on the emergency or evacuation orders going on in Florida, you can come to this website, floridadisaster.org/evacuation-orders, and you can see all the up-to-date information going on right now. In fact, Monroe County has lifted an evacuation order, but at the same time, Manatee County, Miami-Dade, and Indian River are all still dealing with different evacuation orders, and that will more than likely change and adjust as time goes on. I want to keep this video short and to the point, as a lot of this information will change as the hours go by and we get closer to that landfall. It is obviously going to be a long day, especially for the western coast of Florida, as most of the state is already seeing rain and wind as we speak, and we're only going to see that pick up as the day goes on. One other threat we will talk about quickly is the fact that tornadoes will more than likely be spurred out from this storm on the eastern side. Usually that is the case. The counterclockwise spin will spin those tornadoes off to the central area of Florida. We'll have more of a forecast on that in the next few hours, but these could begin at any moment and could be anywhere from basically parallel to Lake Okeechobee north. I'm aware that's a very wide forecast, but when you're dealing with the state of Florida and its geography, a hurricane pretty much affects the entire state. All right, my friends, that is the latest information on Hurricane Eta. We still have the possibility of this making landfall as a tropical storm, but as of right now, prepare for a Category 1 hurricane and all the bells and whistles that come with it. That is storm surge, wind, and rain. Again, 75-mile-an-hour sustained winds as of right now, 983 millibars in pressure, and I will be back in a little bit with the updated information on Hurricane Eta. Special shout out to my grandma in Florida. I love and miss you very much. I know you are watching right now, and don't worry, I will keep you updated as well. All right, my friends, thank you all so much. Also, shout out to Canada as always. Stay safe, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.